You're listening to the Contented Catcast from St. Claus Academy with Lisa Sinnott. Email stclausacademy@gmail.com.
So I'm really delighted to be here with Dominic Parker today. Dominic is the inventor and founder of Flat Cat, a wonderful invention that helps keep cats safe and them and you cool during the summer months and throughout the whole year, really, if you want to open your windows. So thanks so much today, Dominic, for joining me on the podcast.
That's fine, Lisa. It's lovely to be here. Thank you.
So could you tell us a bit about why you invented Flat Cat, kind of what inspired you?
Totally, absolutely. It was completely born out of my own necessity, actually. I was living in Cheltenham in Surrey, had a south-facing bedroom window, and at the time I was employed, I was working there, but it was south-facing with two cats who insisted on sitting on the desk when I was working, and I was cooking. Couldn't open the windows because it was 2 floors down onto concrete, so the windows stayed shut and I basted like a turkey. From that point of view, I simply just sat around and thought, well, I've got to be able to find something online that will be able to cover the windows, stop the cats going out, and keep me a bit cooler than I was. Couldn't find it. And on the basis that I couldn't find the product myself, I thought, well, to hell with this, I'll make it. And so knocked one up together with some bits and bobs from a garden centre. It was a bit Heath Robinson, but it kind of worked. And I thought, well, I can't be the only person who has this particular problem, because if I've got 2 cats and I can't bear to open the windows because I know they're as daft as a brush and they'll fall out, then there must be other people in that position. And subsequently, it turns out there are. So that was 18 years ago.
Wow, amazing. So I was looking at your product, and obviously there's no drilling or anything involved.
No, it's very. I mean, this isn't brain surgery. It is a very simple PVC coated fiberglass screen. It's got a border of 5 centimetres of the fluffy side of hook and loop, which it's similar to Velcro, but we call it hook and loop. So it's the fluffy side, a big 5 centimetre board around the outside, which is machined in, and then we supply a 2 centimetre wide hook fixing, which is the self-adhesive part, which is the spiky side of the hook and loop. That simply goes around the window frame on the flat part of the static frame, and then you hold the screen up, pat it into place, and that's it. It's done. You can open the window, cat can't get out, and the air can get in.
Nice.
So it really is that simple. There's nothing too complex about it. What was difficult was getting the right mesh and the right fixings at the right price so we could manufacture it and still make it viable. But of course, the difference is with us is we make them here in the UK and we make to order, so we make them to size for you. Or if you've got a standard size window, we do a range of standard products and they will fit your average sort of Barrett home type window. But everything else is custom made, so we make them to size, and we also make door screens with zips in now as well, so you can unzip it, go out through the door screen, zip it down behind you, cat can't come out, and you can open your patio doors in the summer.
Nice. Okay, great. So presumably when when you want to shut the window, you just you pop your cat in another room.
Yeah. It's actually that's a really common question. As far as with the window screen, obviously the PVC coated fiberglass is stuck to the window frame. When you want to either open or close it, just like a hook and loop fixing on a pair of trainers, you take the bottom corner, tear it up, reach inside, open or close the window, and then slap it back down.
Nice.
Takes about 3 seconds.
Do you have to re-glue kind of? No.
The fixings are good for 10,000 openings.
Wow.
So
okay.
if you have the screen on your window 365 days a year and open it, say, 2 or 3 times a day, the maths works out that they should last around about 8 to 10 years. That's longer than you'll probably ever need them for. We tend to find that with the use and with the sun and with, cats having a bit of a look at them, etc., the average sort of life expectancy of a screen is somewhere between 3 to 5 years, but we've had people with 10-year-old screens come back to us and say, well, mine's still going okay, you know, that sort of thing. So, but I think the difference is that people can pick up the phone and talk it through with us, because people have lots of different windows and different needs as well, because a lot of people are obviously very concerned about their cat's welfare, and it's one of these things where they need reassurance, and they also need to understand the product themselves in order to trust it. And that's the point. So rather than being a company where you will get a reply on the phone which is straight off a script, you will get someone who understands the product, who can be realistic and honest about it, and say to people, look, this is what it can do, but this is what it can't do. You know, if you're living with a couple of small tigers in the house, it's not going to be any good. But for your general household cats, absolutely fine. It does what it says on the tin. It doesn't do any more, but it just means that you can get those windows open, get some air in, and there are an amazing amount of people who are still sat in their houses in sweltering temperatures as we have at the moment. It's not going to replace air conditioning, but it means that at least you can get some through breeze, and the cats can be okay as well. We do a lot of work with Cats Protection, RSPCA, so Cats Protection branches all come to us for their fosterers, that sort of thing. So it's really good from that point of view. I love cats. Obviously, I have cats myself, and it would be crazy if I didn't. And so that's our primary focus and primary concern. The business is lovely. It's fabulous to work in a business where you love the product and you love what it does. And the customers inevitably are cat people. Now, unfortunately, I'm a cat person myself, so I do enjoy talking to cat people.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it was my friend. She put up a post. It was in the journal, a feline medicine, about cat accidents, and you obviously hear a lot. I feel like you hear a lot about dangers of heat for dogs, and quite rightly, walks and heat stroke, but not always as much for cats. And
no, I think the main thing is there are a couple of reasons people come to us. Either they have cats which don't go out because they are obviously worried about the cats getting run over. That's a big issue in the cities. There is also theft of cats as well. People with pedigree cats who don't want them stolen. There is obviously people who want to, personally, my cats go out. We live in a place which is very safe for cats. The cats go out. But what we don't want to have is the cats to go out of the bedroom windows and risk jumping 2 floors down. It's £3,500 down the vet for a broken leg. And so I would rather have a screen to stop the cats. And my cats, like any other cats, are completely fearless when it comes to heights and can get themselves in awkward positions. And so from that point of view, it's mainly for the owners and to keep the cats safe and to keep them from being stolen and to keep them from falling. All those sort of reasons that's the main reason we exist.
Absolutely. Yeah, I saw a post by the Blue Cross about cats. They might have 9 lives, but they won't have 9 lives if they fall from a height.
No, absolutely not. It can be horrific.
Just scary. So you mentioned, obviously, you do some work with Cats Protection, which is wonderful. Do you find that, because obviously more people are keeping their cats indoors, more people maybe don't have gardens as much anymore. Is there, I know you talked about the door mesh, is that for kind of balconies as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So the whole point with Cats Protection, what it really does is it opens up it means the market is bigger, because obviously Cats Protection want to get people to take on cats, but they want them to be taken or homing their cats. But of course they have to be quite strict about how they they look at people as far as potential candidates to have a cat. This simply means they can be a little bit wider about it, and they can look at people in flats. And also because, as you quite rightly pointed out, 50% of people are living on their own these days, and a lot more people are living in smaller properties where they want to have the windows open. So it really helps from that point of view as well. And we're sort of glad to help across the board. What was your other point you made at the end there?
I was thinking with balconies and stuff.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, you're quite right. With balconies, as far as the doors are concerned, that was we introduced that last year.
Okay.
And it was huge, absolutely huge last year. We've done door screens for quite a while, but of course they didn't have zips in them. And the point with the zip, it gives you the ability to go in and come back out, or sort of go out and come back in, without having to take the whole screen off the door to achieve it.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's fine with balconies, fine with patio doors. Obviously, where you have people who have back doors, which typically open inwards, it's more tricky, as with any window or door that opens inwards, because our screen is meant to be mounted on the inward-facing frame, whether it be a door or a window.
Yeah.
So, very effective on patio doors, which open outwards, balcony doors which open outwards. You do have people who have Juliet balconies. Now, those doors do open inwards, and we can work with those. It very much depends how much space is available on the frame of the door or window between the hinge and the opening. But this is why, when it comes to it, we ask people to give us a call and to talk it through, because if they do that, we can get them to send us pictures of the frames, pictures of the hinges, and we can say to people, look, you've got enough space, we can work around it, we can create something different for you. Or it may be that we say, your door just isn't suitable. But
Yeah.
the whole part about being able to talk to people and having the ability to be on the end of a phone, which most companies don't these days, is great, because we're more than happy to chat people through exactly what they can and can't do with the product.
Absolutely. You mentioned kind of tiger cats. I'm presuming you mean Bengals that naturally kind of want to go out and roam. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, do you mean about sort of cats that sort of maybe not suitable for it? You mean?
Yeah. Have you had any instances of cats trying to open it? Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, we always have this conversation with customers. Now, cats will. Obviously, we don't do a psychological assessment on a cat before we sell the product to people, naturally. But it all depends on the cat. If a cat says, I am sick of living in this property, I am going to leave and I'm going to get through this screen if it's the last thing I do, then if they sit there and pull and tear and pull and tear, they will eventually, would they start making damage and get through? Yeah, eventually they would. But you'll see it well in advance. Now, if you have that 1 in 1,000 cats, and it really is that sort of number, who absolutely are determined, whatever happens, to get out, we say to people, look, you just ring us up. You say, look, this screen is not working for me because my cat will not leave it alone. Fantastic. You get a full refund, absolutely no questions asked. I have no interest in someone having the product unless they absolutely love it.
Absolutely wonderful.
The other thing which people are mainly concerned about is the measuring. A lot of our customers are older, they're not confident about doing the measuring of the windows.
Yeah.
And again, we do ask people to measure themselves, although we can give them a hand. But if somebody measures their windows and makes a complete mess of it, then what we will say to people is, look, just ring us up. We will put it right for you at no cost to you, even if it is totally your fault. So even if the customer has completely messed up the sizes, we will get it right for you, even if it means sending them new screens.
Wonderful. That's amazing that you give that peace of mind to people if it's not quite right for them. That's brilliant. Are there many kind of, how do I put this, cowboys on the market, in the sense that other people doing what you're doing? Have you heard any? I
mean, I think the difference is that a lot of people, we have this conversation with a lot of people today, is that There are some companies that you can find who will be shipping the product halfway across the world, but they are making screens where you have to either put the kit together yourself and cut it all yourself, or you have to sandwich things mesh between things and make it yourself. Our customers don't really want that. They want something which is straight out of the box, fitted in 2 minutes, solid and done.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we produce. But the big difference is that we make products to size. And most companies are not going to make custom-made products these days. I'm sorry, you can hear my cats in the background. So we have real cats. But companies don't want to make anything these days. They want to buy it in, pop it on a shelf and sell it as a standard type product. We will sell standard products which are made to size, but probably 60% of people will need something that is made to measure for them, and that's where we will win. We have a large 4,000 square foot industrial unit. We have 6 staff, and they all have machines, and we will make the product for them in the UK here and ship from here as well.
Amazing, because you ship worldwide as well, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We ship to the US, Australia, wherever it is. We've sold products in Hawaii, Hong Kong, you name it, we've sold them there.
Yeah, because I was listening to the amazing ICAM Coalition. They had a conference last week, and there was a veterinarian from Singapore, and she was talking about cats living in Singapore, and that lots of people in Singapore, high-rise buildings, balconies. So yeah, that's amazing that you ship out there as well to keep cats safe.
Yeah, Hawaii is exactly like that. In fact, some of the screens we sent to Hawaii are in massive, tall apartment blocks in Hawaii.
Wow. Oh, amazing. Well, thank you. I'm really glad I found out about you guys. Like I say, I saw a post from my friend, and I was just thinking about all the kind of summer dangers for cats. I know, obviously, winter dangers for kittens can be falling behind radiators and things. But summer, stifling heat, you want that window open, but you want to keep your cat safe. And yeah, it's amazing work what you're doing. So thank you, Dominic, and everyone at Flat Cat. It's great that you've been around 18 years, and you've obviously stood the test of time and helped lots and lots of cats, their owners keep safe and cool.
Can I give a short plug to the website address?
Yeah, go for it if anyone is interested in having a look.
You can find us. I'm Dominic, and you can find our website at www.flatcats.co.uk, and you can always give us a call or send us a WhatsApp, and we're more than happy to chat. Thank you so much, Lisa. You're very kind.
Pleasure. Oh, thanks, Dominic. Take care.
Lovely. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye now.